Brilliant bonkers? Bonkers brilliant. So I'm going to stop saying bonkers now, that's just weird.
Hi everybody, just a quick intro to this video. This is actually part 2 of my poetry First and Last Loves. Originally I put it all as one video, but it was 20 minutes long, so I thought I'd better split it into 2. So this is part 2, the last loves of my poetry life. Does that make sense? Probably not. I hope you enjoy.
So now I'm moving on to my lasts. So I'm going to basically start with the last book that I fell in love with. This, Poems to Learn by Heart, compiled by Anna Sampson. This is, if you're going to get any poetry book with a collection of some of the most loved, treasured, well-known poets, you know, if it's like a cheat's guide to poetry, if you need to learn some of the classic poets and poetry from history, Poems to Learn by Heart is a good place to start. But I find that actually this book is also good for occasions. So if you need inspiration for, I don't know, I often put poems in, well, poems that I've written, but also poems in birthday cards, or if you speak at a place, a happy place, sad place, there's just inspiration here. And sometimes poems say the things that you can't say. And I find a lot of the time it's easier to find just something that someone else has written that expresses exactly how you feel. So I do love this book. I also love the cover, it's so pretty with the butterflies. I just think that it's just a really nice book. So you've got, oh god, you've got things like The Owl and the Pussycat in here. You've got poems by William Wordsworth, Shakespeare, Rupert Brooke. I just recommend it. And again, it's the type of book that I pick up when I've got a couple of hours spare, because you can't read poetry books like this from back to front. I mean, you can, but it doesn't necessarily make, I don't know, there's something about delving in and finding something that you haven't necessarily seen before, or you read years ago and then all of a sudden you find new meaning to it. So this was the last book that I fell in love with. So this is the last book that really started speaking to me. It's by Laura Dockrill, Mistakes in the Background. I just, straight away, the cover and the title hooked me in when I saw it, but I followed Laura Dockrill for a long time. Right back to the days where she was prevalent on MySpace, of all places. I think the thing that spoke to me about this book, it's so pretty. I mean, actually, when I read it, I was like, it's the kind of book that I would have liked to have written. So with envy from a good place, I was like, oh, this is exactly what I would love to publish one day, because it's just like the inner workings of a girl's mind, and it's so, the lovely illustrations, they're so sweet, and they're so, this is going to sound awful, but it's a compliment, I promise. It's like word vomit. It's like her mind has just gone, and it's come out with these pages, and also giving you stickers and wrapping paper. But I love this. I love it so much because it's just so random. It just reminds me of me. If you can get hold of a copy of this, I thoroughly recommend it, just because it's just bonkers. Bonkers, brilliant and bonkers. It is brilliant. This is the last book that I love it so much I can't remember why this is in this collection, but I just had to show you. So moving on to my last. So this is the last book that I bought. And I paid £1 for it in an antique arcade yesterday in Hungerford, which is a little town in Berkshire, if you don't know where that is. And I went to Hungerford Arcade, I went there pretty much every Saturday with my dad and my sisters when I was growing up. It's just filled with stuff, it's so good. And one of the things I used to love doing was buying old smelly books and poetry, because you never quite know what you're going to find. So yesterday I actually got The Invisible Man, oh god, I won't even let you smell it, for 45p. They don't make books like they used to. They really don't. Like these just old weird illustrations and stuff. I just love it. Anyway, so I bought Parlour Poetry, which is selected and introduced by Michael R. Turner, 101 Improving Gems. I don't really know what 101 Improving Gems meant to mean, but I haven't even started to look at it yet, but I fell in love with the layout of the book. And the fonts and just everything about it. I don't know. I haven't read it yet, so we'll see. Very old-fashioned. I believe it was published in... Oh God, I looked. What is it? It's about... This one was 1913. So this is 100 and God knows what year old. First published in 1967. So it's a pretty smelly old one, which I like. But yes, an interesting addition to my collection. So I'll have to do a review on parlour poetry. I don't know about that. Anyway, that wraps up my strange poetical book haul. First to last. I really hope you enjoyed it.
And that's it. My ending, I realised, was the same as my last video, as I stole that ending there, so this is my ending. I really hope you enjoyed my little last collection, and now I'm really looking forward to getting on with the rest of my poetry videos, which is really what I'm very excited about. So I'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in.